See, when I say that activists like to change words, they like to twist the words to the situation because sometimes people are getting smarter to some of the activism they do, and they're like, well, we're not getting fooled by this, what you're putting out. And what you're seeing is that now, it's similar to like age verification. Like these days, I'm not calling it age verification anymore. I'm calling it age assurance because that's what they're trying to do. They're trying to twist it and say it's assuring the age. We're making sure you're an adult to that situation. This is what they're trying to change in some of the laws on there, but we're still waiting to hear from the Supreme Court on the Texas ruling. So we know that if that's struck down, you're going to see all these age verification laws just fall to the side because here's the thing. They're all the same. They're all written the same. They have all the same language to their situation. That's why you're seeing the change to that point. And it comes down to adult content or porn as you see to the situation. And before, we saw some articles in some states and other countries that were trying to push porn as, a health emergency, that it was in a health emergency situation, that we need the CDC and all that that this is a danger to our communities, to our health. And most of the research that actually came out there, not the research that these radical activists have put out, which have all been false and lying out there and picking and choosing out there. Basically, they've come out with the true research that says this is nothing but a grift. This is nothing but activism to the point. This is people that just wants to get rid of certain content. And I've heard, you've heard the stories. If you saw the Tim Pool segment, them talking about this and stuff like that, and I've commented on his lines onto that situation where, pointing out some of the things that are in, that they pushed out there that one of his guests pushed out, and he's incorrect to that nature. And, this is what they want to do. They want to just take it out. If they take one, and it's not, and as Tim Pool says, a slippery slope, and, it's not a slippery slope. It's basically, here's the facts. You go after one, then you go after the other. It has nothing to do with porn. It's to do with obscenity. Obscenity is what they're trying to fight for. It's trying to control the obscenity. And it won't stop at pornography. It'll go after comedy. It'll go after horror films. It'll go after action films. It'll go after books. It'll go after comic books. It'll go after anime and manga. It won't stop, till they get complete control of the situation. Now we're starting to see the activists change their path when it comes to porn being a health crisis. Now they're trying to push out that it's a health hazard. Similar to what they say about cigarettes and other healthy nature where they stamp things on it. And they've been wanting to put stamp warnings. Texas tried to do that. But the latest now is out of North Dakota, and this is out of AVN. North Dakota resolution seeks to label porn a public health hazard. Republican lawmakers in North Dakota state legislature are considering an anti-porn, non-binding resolution declaring porn to be a public health hazard. SCR 4017 was introduced by several state senators who were able to secure a do-pass endorsement from the Senate Judiciary Committee. Now, SCR 4017 advances to the entire state Senate for consideration, giving the partisan makeup of the state legislature. Sympathetic lawmakers in the Republican supermajority are likely to adopt the resolution. It is worth noting that only conservative Christian organizers testified in favor of adopting the resolution, and no other critics voiced concern. For the president set by such political posturing against pornography and material that is the First Amendment otherwise protects. Yes, this is what happens. This is what happens to this situation when it comes down to it. You see that basically they don't want opposition. Now, when it comes to that, it's from the Republican side. This isn't from both sides. It's that there are radicals out there, and they're using religion to just take over the situation. Reading on, much of the language used in SCR 4017 emulates the popular talking points used by the anti-pornography movement, including claims that adults who watch illegal porn are perpetuated sexual assault, the objectionation of children, and the proliferation of sex trafficking. Not only those are false claims, but they are broadly applied to any lewd or indecent, obscene depictions of sexual explicit activity. Yeah, including in the anime industry, too. One common element of these pornography public health crisis resolution is the lack of differentiating between illegal and legal materials. Yeah, that's what it comes down to. Yes, there are illegal stuff out there. Yes, that's what we have to get rid of. But you don't do it by burning the legal stuff. For example, studio pornography produced by one or more consenting adults aged 18 years or older is not the same thing as illicit materials like child sex abuse material or non-consensual intimate imagery produced by criminal elements. The legal and consensual content is protected speech, whereas the illegal material is felonious in most jurisdictions in the United States. No credence is given to the efforts of the adult entertainment companies and sex workers to counter abuse, human trafficking, and child sex abuse material. Additionally, there is no scientific or sociological basis for resolutions like these that attempt to pathologize the consumption of pornography. The movement to declare pornography a public health crisis is rooted in an ideology that is antithetical to many core values of public health promotion and is a political stunt. And that's what a lot of these researchers that came out had said this same thing. Not reflected of his base available evidence, argued Kim M. Nelson and Emily Rothman in the 2020 for peer review American Journal of Public Health, which I have mentioned on this show. Nelson and Rothman are professors of community health services at the School of Public Health of Boston University. Both added, moreover, pathologizing any form of sexual behavior, including pornography use, has the potential to restrict sexual freedom and to stigmatize, which is antithetical to public health. 16 other states have adopted similar legislation and resolutions, including Utah. Utah was the first state to declare such called crisis. States that adopted the public health crisis resolutions predominantly Republican control and subject to far-right Christian conservative and anti-porn ideologies. Remember to this point, and this is part that AVN doesn't bring up, is also the Mormon religion. And we've heard this before out of Utah, and they say that this was one of the first places to start at. We know that the Mormon religion, the Church of Jesus Christ, has a relationship with the CCP. This has been put out on the AP and many other news sites that have talked about this. This is something that's been going on for quite some time. And basically the reason why is that they're trying to interject themselves, the CCP is trying to interject themselves into getting laws passed in certain states, including Utah, where they use religion to that nature. This has been happening for quite some time now. This is not the entire Catholic Church. This is not the entire Republican Party that's doing this. This is not the entire Democratic Party or the Independents or the Libertarians. This is a small group of people that, like this book that was out about the New Puritans that want to go back to a time period where they were jailing people for obscenities. Yes, for those of you not young enough to know this, and I've said this before, there was a time, there was a place in the United States of America that we were jailing people for obscenities in the movie theaters, in comedy clubs and bars to the situation, for something that someone said something on the street. You see this today throughout the world. We've just saw recently a 60 Minutes report where people are being arrested in Germany for putting out memes or reposting memes. Think about that for a minute. Think about this is what was going on. We didn't have the internet back in the 60s and 70s, but this was going on. George Carlin, Lenny Bruce, Harold Reams, these were people that were arrested for obscenity laws back in that time period. There were radio stations, broadcast stations that basically that they were sued by groups that they're called now NOSC, which is National Center of Sexual Abuse, but basically they used to be called Morality and Media. They tried to shut down these radio stations. They tried to shut down the information because they didn't like it. They didn't like the information. They didn't like the content. They didn't like the entertainment. They're not going to stop at porn. We know that. We know that for a fact because they have been funding other situations where they're trying, you hear the situation that did anime and manga going through with the payment processors that are going on. You don't think that this is funneled by these same groups? Yes, it is. You have situations where magazines like Sports Illustrated and Cosmopolitan that have been removed from the front counters of Walmart because they were deemed pornographic and obscene. A magazine that was showing off women in bikinis as an art, because that's what it is art. And Cosmopolitan, a magazine that was made that talked about women's issues. Yeah, that's what they did. A magazine that talked about women's issues, including sex and the body and all that. They didn't want that in the front counter of the magazine. And you've seen Cosmopolitan magazine covers. They're not obscene. They're a little sexy, yes, at certain points, but not obscene. This is the situation that is going on. You hear this on a constant basis, that there are those out there that just literally doesn't like things. We have a constitution for that. We have a First Amendment for that. They tried to take away our voice from the internet for basically talking about things about the election, things about health, things in general that basically if we didn't like a particular movie or TV series, we couldn't basically talk about it. They try to copyright claim you for those creators out there, and you out there know about this, that basically they don't like your content, even though you used segments within fair use, and they'll copyright claim you, basically that it's available out there readily, and they'll say like they'll either copyright you for they're saying that it's obscene, or they'll age gauge you to 18 plus. Which the original footage is available on YouTube, and it's not age gauged, it hasn't been shut down, and it's on a live stream. Or you use a segment of a particular movie, TV series to critique about it. And they'll claim you. I've been claimed. Recently, I tried to fight one, and I don't know what this company is, and they're from Italy, and they're claiming a movie that's an American movie. Why is it an Italian company, an Italian firm, claiming this? And I'm doing due diligence to find out from the original copyright owner. But this is the situations we go through. This is the situations that, and it's now you have them trying to change things around, change the wording. I'm waiting for them to change the word about misinformation and hate speech. I'm waiting for them to change that. I can't wait for them to say that. They stop saying hate speech and they say something else now to condemn things that people they don't like what we talk about. Like this. They're changing things to the point where it's public health crisis. Now they're trying to label it as a health hazard. Yeah. You got to laugh at this. Because they probably pay some sort of group or organization just to sit there. There's probably people that do commercials and stuff like that, that basically they look at this and they say, how can we do this? What kind of a program can we do that basically will emphasize what we're trying to do? I wouldn't be surprised at that. But I want you to surprise me by commenting down below. Let me know your thoughts about this. I mean, this is an issue that affects everyone. You think, well, it's just porn. It's just, the porn, I don't like it. Well, no one's telling you to like it. But the thing about it is, what else would they take and change around and go after that is legitimate and that's basically within the Constitution. Because that's what they want to do. They want to change the Constitution. They want to change your lives. They want you to control this Orwellian nature that they have within them. You know, you can see these in many different movies like Equilibrium, you know, and Fahrenheit 451. This is the type of society that they want. This is what they were trying to push. So comment, share, like, and hopefully today is the day I've earned your subscription. So until next time, thank you for tuning in. Be sure to tune in to Otaku Thursday, 6 p.m. Eastern, here on YouTube and Rumble on Q2Cast TV. Thank you for tuning in once again. Thank you for choosing this video, and bye-bye now.